All right, guys. So I want to give you an overview of my website. So basically, there are two places for information for our class. The For Blackboard, I would say specifically that is where you'll actively be doing things, where you're turning the things into me, where you're doing your discussions, where you're submitting your projects, all of that. I also will be posting my notes in there, with my lectures and stuff. But you also have my class website, which also has the syllabus. And we'll have the instructions for each of your papers, which I will link to those from Blackboard. But I want you getting used to using another source to get information from besides what is just in Blackboard. Also, I will also have a little handy dandy little extra things that I won't necessarily use specifically in class, but just little helpful tools for you. It's also an example of a site that can be made with Google Sites, which is something that you'll need to do for your final portfolio, which is your final exam for the class. You don't have to use Google Sites if you don't want to, if you're familiar with Wix or Weebly or something like that, and it's totally fine to use. But my website is an example of different things that you can do with Google Sites. So let's take a look at it so you can see what information is on there and how to navigate it. So this is my website. As you can see on the side, this is the home screen. There is a section for Comp 1, a section for Comp 2, resources. There's a link that goes directly to my YouTube. Fun things, those are just, that will be just like for memes and stuff that are like English memes and all of that. And your instructor, that's information about me. So you can just get to know a little bit about me besides me being just the person who grades your papers. So if you click on Comp 1, course info. So this has our like the information, like my email and meeting time and all that kind of stuff. It also has the syllabus and the objectives that you see that you had them in the syllabus, but then they're also posted every unit and every week in Blackboard. So they're also just repeated on there too. Our class schedule. This is also in Blackboard, but I have it here as well. So that way you can just follow to make sure that you know where we are and that what is coming up ahead of us and all of that. It is a tentative schedule, so things may change. And you just kind of got to go with the flow. But if something does change, then I will let you know. Major assignments. This has, and it's a drop down, it has all of our major projects that we're going to do. And it has all the information. It will have your rubric. It will have all the requirements like page length, et cetera, et cetera. All of that is on here. So, and your final portfolio, all the instructions and examples and stuff are there. And your readings, those are like your open access books and all of that I will post here for you guys. So as far as the major assignments go, so our first one that we have coming up in a few weeks is the narrative paper. So you click on narrative and it has all the information about this particular paper, the genre, the format, if it's going to be in MLA or APA or whatever, the page length. This one in particular is a 3-page minimum. So that means not 2.5 pages, because 2.5 rounds up to 3. That is a minimum of 3 full pages for the paper. So you can go to 3.5 pages or 4, and that's fine. So the minimum I will accept on that is 3 pages. And if there's information about sources, this one doesn't have, this paper in particular will be a little bit different, but requirements for your paper, the actual written out instructions for the assignment, and then your rubric. So all of your papers will have a format with all this information right in here. So if you email me and say, hey, how many pages are required for blah, blah, blah paper, then I'll say, did you look at the website? Okay, so these places are here for you to gather all the information and tools that you need. Resources, and this has stuff that I'm just going to add as we go. So it has information for specifically for our class, information for MLA, just little handy dandy things. Some of this is stuff that we'll use in class as like this narrative presentation that's posted in Blackboard. Not all of this is stuff that will be used in our class. Some of it's just helpful tools for you, and they are here for you just as a resource to help you if you need it. So go through this, see what kind of information is there, and I'll let you guys know if I add something to it. Fun things, like I said, well, YouTube, that goes directly to my YouTube for our videos for this class. Fun things, like I said, that's just fun things. And this is just information about me. So in case you want to know things about me besides what, you know, that I'm the person that grades your papers. So all this stuff is here. So if you have any questions, just let me know. Again, make sure you bookmark this. It's super important. So you definitely need to have this and Blackboard, and go ahead and have your UALR email, all those things bookmarked so you can access them easily.